Yeah.
Don't wake up.
Ow!
Yes!
Here!
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
Good health to you, sir.
I've taken care of...
You don't look like you've been enough.
If you don't believe me, go and see for yourself.
All right, all right. All that matters is they've been taken care of.
They're dead.
Ginger was here, but the lads hid him away somewhere. I suppose there's no need for that anymore. He's in no danger now, is he? And nor are we.
That's right. You're safe now.
All right. They're hiding him nearby. A little way along the route to Uzhitz, there's a path to the right leading to a spring. From there, you'll find an overgrown trail to a ruined hut.
Finally, some useful information. Thank you, Charcoal Burner.
May the Lord watch over you.
It's not my fault.
Jesus, you've led me a merry dance.
What do you want from me?
I want to ask you a couple of questions. Why did you run off like that? Where are your cronies? And why did you kill that bandit?
What?
Right, one thing at a time. Why did you run off in such a hurry?
Because I was afraid they'd come back and kill me.
Who?
Those bandits, of course.
To get revenge on you for killing their mate?
Killing? Me? I never killed anyone. God is my witness.
I'm looking for your friends. Where are they?
The charcoal burners? They're over...
To hell with the charcoal burners. Where...
They're not my mates. They nearly killed me. I recognized one of them, so I thought they'd come back and...
Recognized? Who was it? Talk!
I don't know his name.
What can you tell me about him? How do you know him?
I saw him a few times in the tavern in Ujits.
And?
I know he lives in a house on the edge of the village, but that's all.
Why did you kill that bandit?
What? Bandit? I never killed anyone.
This is yours, isn't it? I pulled it from...
That is mine, but I didn't stab him.
What fellow?
I don't know his name, but...
He limps and he's from Ujits.
It's all I know.
And now tell me exactly what happened. And don't leave anything out.
That's quite a lot.
Don't worry, I won't get...
All right. I woke up in the middle of the night because I needed to go. Only there was something there that shouldn't have been. Then it was too late. They went past and I thought they must be horse thieves. I would have yelled, only I was afraid they'd kill me. So I waited until they were up.
Then the slaughtering started.
Yes. I thought they'd steal the horses and ride off. That would be bad and it was terrible.
And then?
It seemed some of them didn't like it either. They started squabbling among themselves, and some of them started running back where they came from, right towards me, and I had...
So you stabbed the first one in the belly?
No. He ran right into me. He was running fast for a fellow with a limp. He pushed me aside, and I fell on the ground. Then he told me I'd better lie low. I did what he said and hid.
And then?
Then I waited in case that limping one from Ujits came back. I didn't dare come out until I was sure.
What about the others? Was there anything you noticed about...
I don't know. There might have been maybe 8 of them, and 2 of them were really big. That's all I...
Do you know what they argued about?
I didn't hear everything, but I reckon some of them were only there to steal and wanted no part in the killing.
That sounds terrible.
If only I yelled.
If you had, you'd most likely be dead. It probably wouldn't have done any good anyway.
But still.
There was nothing you could do. That's all. And now, and don't...
That's...
You don't have to tell me...
I only recognize...
What else do you know?
Nothing.
I've heard everything.
Wait! What about me?
Perhaps I could.
I'd like to go back to the stud farm, but those cutthroats who want to kill me are still around.
They're out of the way. I ran into them.
Really?
What?
I'm afraid to go back to the farm. I ran away, and God knows...
Just try, and you'll see whether they drive you away or not. But if you explain it to them, they're sure to...
I suppose...
Good afternoon.
I'd like to buy a...
I'm glad to hear it. Have you looked them over?
I have.
The best there are. Is there one in particular? A wonderful Arab...
Surely you're not... Maybe some...
That horse is only we had to raise the...
Maybe some other...
Good luck then. Goodbye. to watch over you.
I'm glad to see you.
I talked to Ginger and found out what happened.
Out with it, then.
Ginger fled because he recognized one of the raiders. He was afraid they'd come back to silence him.
Well, he was right. They were asking about him. So who did he recognize?
He didn't know his name. Some fellow with a limp from Ujits.
All right. Since you've gone this far, you may as well ask around at Ujits. We've enough to do here in these parts anyway. Sir Radzik will tell you about it. He said to send you to him if you haven't already been.
I'd like to improve my...
Certainly.
I'd like to practice...
All right.
Maybe another time. I'd like to...
Certainly.
I'm interested in...
Wouldn't you rather learn the...
I'd like to practice...
All right. Now.
I'd like to improve...
Certainly.
I'm interested in... Well,
God be with you.
Greetings. What do you need?
My lord,
Excellent. Fern had already told me what's been happening, but
the whole story or just the gist of it?
it's up to you what you can see.
One of the Neuhoff stable boys, a lad they called Ginger, fled from there and hid out with some charcoal burners. I have to say, there's a lot...
That's true, but keep to the point.
Oh, yes, sir. I had quite a job finding him.
Did he tell you what happened?
He said it wasn't one gang, but two. And one of them took fright when the slaughter started. Seems they were only interested in loot, so they quarrelled with the other lot. Then it came to a skirmish in the wood.
And did you find out where they went?
All I know is one of them is from Uzhitz. I know enough about him to be able to track him.
All right, but those cutthroats must know who he is too, right? And if they want to get revenge on him or silence him, you'd better hope they don't get to him before you. So drop everything and get on his trail. Find out what he knows. I'm going to our encampment at Merhaya to oversee...
Yes, sir. Why choose Merhaya?
It's somewhat at the centre of events, isn't it? And what's more, there's another stud farm there.
Sir, do you think they're going to try the same thing again?
I shouldn't think so. Everyone will be on the alert now, but the secluded dwellings are more vulnerable. There are few people in them. They're scattered everywhere and we can't guard them all.
But the bandits won't find much silver in places like that.
There's always a groschen or two, some food and so on. Anyway, how much silver did they get from slaughtering those horses?
True. If they'd stolen them, they could have sold them. Those were fine animals.
Exactly. It's not about the silver. It's about something else.
But what?
Creating fear. Such great terror that you won't even squeak when they come to cut your throat. Never mind raise your hand against them. Fear that will root you to the spot, staring like a rabbit entranced by a stoat, waiting for the death blow to fall. Helpless to do anything about it.
I have some new...
Good.
Betrayal.
I see.
That's all I found out, so...
All right. May the Lord watch over you.
talk to you.
Jesus Christ.
Can we trade?
If you've got the... The Lord watch over you. Farewell.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Move along, citizens. Move along. There's nothing to see here.
If that's what you call nothing to see, I'd like to know what something to see looks like.
By the keys of St. Peter, this is all I need. We'll have to send word to Sir Hanush.
That might not be necessary.
Who are you?
I'm Henry of Skalitz, in the service of Hanush's Captain Bernard. I'm investigating the attack at Neuhof, and I think this could be related.
Well, I'm the bailiff of Auschwitz. And I say we don't want any of that kind of trouble around here. What makes you think this has anything to do with Neuhof?
One of the folk at the stud farm recognized someone from Auschwitz among the bandits.
We have no bandits or murderers around here.
Really? They say he had a limp?
Shit. Well, allow me to introduce you to Limpy Lubosh. Or all that's left of him.
Sakra. Nothing's ever easy. I'll have to take a look around and ask a few more questions, if that's all right with you.
You can take this mess off my hands and welcome to it. As for what else there is to find out, I don't know. But look and ask all you like.
Who was Limpy?
A poor crofter and a scoundrel. Can't say I'm too surprised. He kept company with all sorts of vermin. He was always getting into some kind of
How come
He got that from some villainy or brawl.
How come
He got that from some...
Has he been up to anything suspicious lately?
I don't know. The last few days he didn't go anywhere. He was home the whole time.
Did he have any...
None.
Do you happen to know where he was on the night of the Neuhof raid?
I've no idea. He kept his distance from other folk, so you never knew if he was away or holed up at home.
Do you happen to know where he was?
I've no idea. He kept his distance from other folk, so you never knew if he was away or holed up at home.
When did you find the body?
Just now, and nobody saw or heard anything. I don't know how they could gut him like that without some...
My respects to you.
I've come in...
Of course. Ask...
That man Lubot.
He was a drunk. He was always looking for a fight.
Have you noticed anything?
Well, now I think of it, I hadn't seen him around.
Do you know what Lubot?
Not a clue.
Do you know anyone
He was a loner.
That's all.
May the Lord watch over you.
Jesus Christ be praised.
I've come in the name of...
Sir Hanush gives a job like that to a young fellow like you?
That man Lub.
He was a strange one.
Have you noticed anything?
I didn't see much of him lately. Not even...
Do you know what Lubot?
I don't.
Do you know any...
I really don't know.
That's all. Thank you.
Take care now.
Good day to you.
That man...
I didn't really know.
Have you noticed anything?
Come to think of it, he was in church yesterday. I was wondering...
Do you know what...
He looked like he was in a...
Do you know...
Nope.
That's all.
Take care now.
Jesus Christ. I don't know nothing.
That's all.
Good luck to you.
Good health to you. I don't know nothing about...
That man... Have you noticed anything?
Come to think of it, I was wondering...
Do you know... Do you know... That's all.
Take care now.
Look out!
Good day to you.
That man... Have you noticed...
Well, now I think of it,
Do you know...
he was a loner.
That's all.
Take care now.
Hey!
Good day to you.
I've come...
Of course.
Have you noticed...
Well, now I think of it...
That's all.
God be with you.
Another... Has he been up...
God be with you.
Fresh cabbage, carrots, onions, radishes, every... My respects. God be with you. Garlic and onions that will make you cry when you cut them.
Do you have My dear lad, I have more worries than I can... I have to deal with a witch. The herb woman, old Gertrude.
Oh, don't tell me.
This is no laughing matter. You know how good people are at seeing...
In other words... What do you want?
I want you to go and... If you learn that she truly did involve folk in some foolishness...
Consider it
good. Take care now. God be with you.
Can I ask you a few questions?
It seems, sir...
Did you know Lubosh? What was he like?
Bit of a lost soul. Simple, rough fellow, but at heart...
Did you know Lubosh?
Bit of a lost soul.
Did you notice anything?
My child. All sorts of suspicious things...
That's really not a lot.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Do you know what...
Unfortunately, I do know. And I'd like to help...
What?
I'm bound by certain vows that forbid me to tell you. There are laws of God above the laws of man, son. And one of...
Father, surely...
There are things that apply always, no matter what the circumstances.
I've got no time for this. You might be happy to put people's lives at risk, but I refuse to, and I'll get that confession out of you by force if I have to.
You're threatening me.
All right, let's do it.
God be with you.
Yeah! God damn! Oh. Take that! Oh dear, did that hurt? God! Yeah! Are you... Here! Well, I have to admit you're good. I'm getting too old for this. Either way, if you think you'll get confessional secrets out of me with your fists, you're badly mistaken, boy. You can hammer me to death if you like, but the sanctity of the confession... I do want to help you, though. So come to the tavern in the evening. I'm sorry I can't tell you everything, but maybe we can work something out. But first I'd like to hear something about you, my son. With whom do I have the honor? Where are you from?
I'm from Skalitz.
Oh, I'm sorry. What about your kin?
They're dead.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Here, we'll drink to them. It must have been terrible.
It was terrible. It seemed so pointless. We had no warning. God knows why. They killed anyone who didn't make it to the shelter of the castle. My parents, my girl, even the Deutsch who was on Sigismund's side. I didn't make it to the castle. I wanted to try and help They almost killed me. They slaughtered people in the surrounding villages. It was a pie.
My poor child. May God... And how did you come to get this assignment? I'd have expected Sir Hanush to send that old grouch, Bernard.
He did, but I found a witness and the trail led here to Ujits, so he sent me...
Ah, well, congratulations. It's nice to see someone using their head. Now the most important thing. What actually happened at Noel? The good folks hear about her.
The rumours aren't exaggerated. The Neuhof stud farm was raided by bandits, but they didn't come to pillage or even take the horses. I'm sure they would have killed more, but the bandits quarrelled among themselves and broke off the attack.
I see it's every bit as bad as people claimed. Well then, here's to those poor souls who had to die.
I've told you all about me. Now it's your turn, Father. Well, we've had an agreeable chat, but now let's get down to business. So, about this confessional seal.
Henry, that's not how it works. There are matters in which you can't make exceptions. If people stop believing in the church...
You're just making excuses. The people who say the church is corrupt are right. You don't care about anyone.
I'm sorry you see it that way. Really?
I always wondered about the things a priest tells his congregation. Where on earth do you get the ideas for your sermons?
Well, Ujits isn't Prague. It's not enough to instruct people. They have to be entertained, too. If I only read from the...
Our priest wasn't exactly a bard.
It has to be something topical. Condemning vice. A tongue lashing about the two popes goes down well these days. And stories from real life, especially if they're about fornication.
Can you give me an...
Well, recently a priest by the name of Jan Hus started preaching in Prague, in the Czech language. I hear he always has a full house. A journeyman who heard him told me what Hus is preaching, and I like the sound of it. I'm thinking about putting it in my own.
What's so amazing about it?
The preaching of Master Jan Hus about the lamentable wealth in which the church is drowning has turned to poison. And just like a flock of hungry ravens, they settled on this land to devour every grain. They know no mercy. Their hearts are corrupted by... You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay and you will have absolution. What if the devil himself were to pay? Would he ascend to heaven too? With such money gained from the poor, they buy beautiful horses to ride and needless servants to pamper them, while Jesus Christ walked barefoot and... Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you... Amen!
Well, this Jan...
Oh, the congregation...
I don't doubt it.
Let's drink to that.
Funny. That last bit reminds me...
What do you mean? My situation's completely different. Huth preaches against the prelates and the clerics who are robbing the poor. Look at me. I don't have a pot to piss in. I'm one with them in poverty and suffering and everything that troubles them. I drink with them and curse those stuffed habits in Sasau Monastery.
Don't you think it's a bit odd when someone boozes and lives in sin with a woman?
No, I don't.
What do you...
He's certainly a wise... If he got out of...
Where can I find...
You like it? I copied down some of his sermons. If you're...
What do the common...
They like it. In a few years...
Yeah, unless they burn him.
Nonsense.
Thanks for this... he's...
What do you suppose?
Ah, that sounds like a...
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Przyszła bida mora lat, to nie ustoi żadnej chlap. Na kraj padł dziesięć smutek, do mnie i rano utek, jakiś małżeński majstrat, do wczera żylne staje brak. Už sejmoj svatý muži, nechtěl bych bejbě jich muži. Nám je to jedno a tak si dáme jedno a požadem si huby jako poslední den. Buďme se vámi, ano ráda slávy a tak vypal sudy a posaď se mi sem. Tak posaď se sem a vypal je ven. Ukaž kozy jako vozy, zítra jen tu jsou nejden. Tak nalej mi hned, ať točí se svět.
Enough of this!
Bailiff! Come on over here, sit down and have a drink with us.
Don't vex me again, Father. It's 3 hours past dusk, and curfew is long gone.
So what?
So, I'll have you all whipped, and put in the stocks, and I'll write a letter to the bishop about you, priest.
Well, nothing to worry about then. Everyone knows the only one around here who can write is me.
Enough! Men, throw them out. Oh.
Oh. You looking for a fight? Henry, back me up.
You'll get what for.
Don't weaken.
Huh?
Watch the step, here. Careful, you don't hurt yourself.
Godwin, you're rude.
Here we are. Look at this beauty.
Oh. We can't do this, can we?
Who says? Get ringing, wench.
This is wonderful.
Ah, bloody oath. And now, my dears, comes the climax of the evening.
Godwin, you old goat.
Come here. Oh.
The priest has mounted up. What do you say, Henry? Shall we take a little ride of our own? Well, I have to say that was a fine evening.
Godwin, you beast! Get up! Do you hear me? Wake up, you drunkards!
Oh, fucking hell. Where the... Oh, what the... Oh, who the hell are you? Oh, Henry. My great friend, Henry. Didn't we have a wonderful time?
Well, you certainly did, you old lecher. Now you better pull yourself together quick. You haven't much time. There's some water and something to eat on the table there, but if I were you, I would move my hairy arse before my flock eats me alive.
Oh, step on in my head. My guts. Oh, my poor suffering stomach. Oh, what was that woman on about? Before my flock eats me alive. I've forgotten something. What have I forgotten?
Where the fuck am I?
What the fuck was it? Oh. Mass! Oh, shit, I have to say mass. I gotta say mass. You have to help me.
How? You're the priest.
I can't do it in this state. Maybe the liturgy. But I have to give a sermon as well. Oh, this is a disaster. They're gonna excommunicate me.
I'd like to help you, but...
You can. You can do the sermon for me.
What? So, first I investigate a murder no one wants investigated. Then I drunkenly keep the whole town up all night. And now you want me to preach at them from the pulpit? Do you want them to burn us at the stake?
No. No, I've got it. Suppose that Sir Ratzig's protege. You just came from studying in Prague. And you want to share the words of Master Jan Hus, who you recently heard preaching there. Henry, look, from what I remember, we might have overdone it a bit last night. And if the bailiff or someone else complains about me, the bishops can have my guts for garters. So I'd appreciate it. Stop gaping at me like a stuffed squirrel and start helping.
You're mad. You're stark raving mad.
I'm not. It's a perfect plan. It's flawless. Oh. How about this? If you help me with this, I'll tell you who Lubosh's cronies are.
So all at once, the confessionals...
Don't mock me!
Well, all right.
No, neither can I.
What do you want me to do, exactly?
I'll go and start the liturgy. Then I'll introduce you. You give the sermon I told you yesterday. No need to drag it out.
Christ almighty.
Wonderful.
Good morning.
Never show up. The swill.
Look at him. He can hardly walk after his capers last night.
You were with them, you beast. Just you wait.
Look at him. Mother of God, any minute now he'll throw up.
I couldn't sleep a wink last night with all that clamor.
In nomine Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Accepit panem in sanctas at venerabiles a manus suas. Hac facite in meam commemorationem. Brothers and sisters, you may have had the honor of meeting Henry from Skalitz, who is here at the behest of Sir Hanush to investigate that heinous crime at Neuhof. You might not know that Henry recently visited Prague, where, by the grace of God, was able to hear Master Jan Hus from the esteemed Charles University preaching.
I've managed to persuade Henry to stand here today in my stead and tell us what he heard. Because, as you all probably know, Jan Hus is a very popular preacher in Prague. So, Henry, you may begin.